Morning, Joe.
The Goodies red card has been rescinded, and that's the fourth time out of the last five it's happened. Does that make you want to laugh or cry?
Well, both. Of course, I was happy yesterday when I heard the news. But then it's four times, so it's kind of a record, I think. So it's good that the committee or whoever saw that it wasn't a red card. So we're happy about it. But as you said, it's 4 games. The decision were clear against us. And then if you add on top of that, I think it was a couple of times minimum when the players were punished after the game or banned, like Schweinsteiger last year against Man United, or Aguero this season against Man City. So it's 6 times, so it's 6 games, basically a lot, but at least we got Feguli available for the games, which is of course good.
You can play tomorrow. It's your 4th match in 11 days. Is this the chance for a big rotation on the team?
Yes, okay, but it was more rotation for the game against Man United that we had 2 games in 3 days. Yeah, now there was a gap. Okay, I'm not saying that it ain't going to be changes, but from Monday till Friday, it's like a normal gap between the games, and then after Friday we have a game next Saturday against Palace. So, and considering that we are playing FA Cup, which we have big ambitions, of course. We play home against Man City, against a big club, so we're going to put a very strong side.
A lot of West Ham fans at the moment are reading about Jermaine Defoe. How serious and how close are you to getting Defoe back to West Ham?
Yeah, I told you, okay, it was on the television and everything, but we ain't going to discuss the players that are not ours at the moment. I mean, the whole club, the chairman is trying really hard to get some players, if it's going to be possible, on a position that we think that we need. And but I ain't going to talk about names here in public.
But he's 34, 11 goals for Sunderland. Was here in 2004. Is he the kind of player you like?
Well, I said it last time, and he does the things that are the most important in a football game, and that's goals. And he's scoring that. He scored them last year. Last season, he's maybe or probably the main reason why they stayed up. And then he continued to do the same this season. He's scoring again. He scored a couple in the last game, and in every game it's not only scoring goals. He's got chances. He's in chances, and the most of the chances he's converting them into goals. So he's an excellent player, of course.
What do you like about Scott Hogan at Brentford?
Scott is a good player. I watched him a few times, and he's scoring goals. He's very sharp, very quick, really good finisher. He does it in the Championship. He's very young and a really good prospect and a good player now.
You've no doubt he could do it in the Premier League?
I told you a couple of minutes ago that I'm going to discuss, and I think that Scott Hogan is not on our roster, so that's it basically.
Can I ask you about one of your own players, Zaza? Is he on his way out? Has he played his last game for West Ham? His dad is saying he never even wanted to come here.
Okay, those who gonna Zaza came to West Ham. We wanted him, and he wanted to come. At the end, maybe his wish was to stay in Italy or whatever, but because of his contract. Yeah, I can say that his story with West Ham is finished. Yeah, so he is still our player until the moment he goes somewhere. But as I said, mainly because of the situation in his contract. That's it with West Ham, basically.
I mean, what a massive disappointment. He's not scored. Why has he been such a failure?
Nobody knows, that those kind of things that they happen in football. He's definitely a good player, and we had big expectations from him, but it just wasn't to be. And now, as I said, because of that clause in a contract or whatever, is very. Can I do it? Yeah. Don't worry. Story with Zaza and West Ham is basically over. Well, he's definitely a good player, but because of the contract, it had to happen straight with a big impact, and that with many players they needed few months or whatever, or even a year to adjust to the Premiership. Unfortunately, he came into at the time that the team didn't play good. If you remember, like at the beginning of the season, after first international break, it was the case then when we played those few games against Watford home, great first half, then second half game, and against West Brom and all them. Unfortunately, we had to judge him on 6, 7, 8 games, which is not a big pattern to judge a player in general. Is he good? So what I'm trying to say is he's definitely a good player. He's definitely a good player, but like many times in football, it just didn't happen to him and to us with him together.
Is it the same with Caleri? We're hearing Las Palmas would like him. Has he played his last game too here?
I wouldn't say so, not necessarily. No. Caleri has a different contract. Of course, he's okay. They're both of the players are on loan for one season, but with Caleri there ain't any conditions in that loan. So with Caleri is different.
Have you thought at all, Slaven, about bringing Ella Valencia back from Everton on where he's on loan?
No, we didn't think about it. No.
Can I throw another name at you, Moussa Dembele?
Again, nah, don't throw me names. Don't throw the names on me. I know, I can understand, and I respect that it's a transfer window and that it's very interesting part of the season for the media, also for the clubs as well, but we want to keep it quiet as much as is possible. And basically the principle is not only with us but with the most of the clubs, and I would say with every club, is to keep it quiet and not to discuss it openly until it's finished one way or another.
Okay, just finally then, Manchester City here in the FA Cup. What kind of game do you expect, and what do you make of City at the moment and the way that Pep is handling the pressure that's on him?
To be fair, I'm not concentrating on Man City apart from the game, of course, but they had a brilliant start the season, and then they slowed down a little bit, or the other teams hit the big form like Chelsea, and then big game for us, big game for them. Big game for them, it is FA Cup. Big game for both clubs, for spectators, for the fans, of course. And I'm sure that they're gonna again also put very strong team tomorrow, because it's also a big chance for them to get a trophy, So as I said, maybe some after the great start that they made, maybe some fans or pundits or journalists or football people have expected them to cruise in the league, especially with Guardiola, especially after that start, to be fair. But it's never easy in any league, especially here. So now they're not struggling. We can't say they are struggling, but for their standards to be, I don't know, 10 points or 8 points or how much they are from the top, it's not really, probably it's not what they expected. But then in the beginning they said that they have a long-term plan with Guardiola. Thank you.
Well,
Morning.
Just a couple of questions from me. The African Cup of Nations lose Andre Ayew and Cheikh Kouyaté. How much of an effect is that going to have on your squad?
It's a big effect. It's like two very important players for us that we lost. We have to go through this few games without them, and hopefully they're gonna come fit to jump straight back in the team and to play for us. But it's a fact. I mean, you have clubs who have more players in the African Nations Cup. You have some clubs that have no players there, but we have to. Yeah.
Just talking about the transfer window in general, not about specific players, but is it up front? Do you think that you need to strengthen the most of all the kind of areas of the squad?
We have maybe a couple of positions that I discussed with the chairman and with Tony Henry, and of course with my staff for a long time. And as I said, I believe in this squad that we have, and that's my squad, and that's a squad that has enough quality and strength and character to finish the season good. Of course, always an extra quality would be good to add to the team, especially in the league that unfortunately is very likely that you're going to miss few players in these 20 games or whatever, through the injuries or through the suspensions. But the core of the squad is really good, and I believe in it.
And then just finally talking about the squad, even though you lost to Manchester United, overall it was quite a positive performance from the team. Do you think they're starting to get the confidence back that they had last season?
Think definitely, yeah. I think, look, that's kind of a football against Burnley and against Hull. We didn't put in great performances in terms of quality on the ball, but we got 6 points. Then in the last couple of games we played really good. Played good against Leicester, and we played good against Man United, even with 10 men. And there were a lot of positives from these games, so that's why I'm very optimistic. And we have our way of playing back now, and we should build, despite the defeats, despite the fact that we didn't get any point from the last 2 games, it is very positive for us. Thanks.
Pete, do you have anything?
Slaven.
Yeah.
Morning.
Morning.
Going back to Guardiola and Manchester City, his reaction last weekend, do you think he's suddenly thought that the Premier League is more difficult than what he imagined? Because having managed before in the Bundesliga and La Liga with clubs in relatively guaranteed at the top, where you've got so much competition with the top teams, do you think that's what's causing him the problem?
Well, I don't know. I mean, yeah, but both of those leagues are very competitive ones. Okay, with Bayern Munich, you are more likely to get to become a champion. Okay, but still, there you got Dortmund. You got very difficult games. You had at his time it was Wolfsburg there, and few other clubs. And make no mistake, none of the games were easy, And then if you talk about Primera, it's not only that it's not that you are guaranteed you're going to win the title. I mean, at the end of the day, he didn't win the title in every of his years in Barcelona. You have Real Madrid, you have Atletico Madrid that is flying in the last few seasons. Then there's always Valencia, Sevilla, and them. Villarreal, and there are also very difficult games. He knew the intensity of the English league, and he was talking, as far as I know, with reading his interviews or whatever, watching him on telly, he was well prepared that it's going to be a very difficult season. I don't think that he expected anything less that he's getting, or that he's facing, or that he faced so far. I only think he believes so strongly in the way he wants to his teams to play football, and he doesn't want to change it because at the moment it doesn't look so fluently brilliant on the pitch. But he knows, and he knew it. He knew definitely that it's going to be very hard. I think he was well prepared for the Premier League. It's only the situation is that goes for all the big coaches or for all the big men, that no matter how many people are telling you that, until you feel it, you think it ain't gonna happen to me, maybe. Yeah.
Did you see the post-match interviews after the game against Burnley?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Did you think maybe he's learned the old trick of the manager deflecting attention away from his players by taking all the pressure himself by doing something like that?
Maybe. I don't know, you have to ask him, but maybe he was just tired after a couple of games in 3 days, and after a game that on the paper looked really good for them, good chance to make it up. No, but I'm talking about Burnley game, but then after the red card it became very, very difficult one, and then when Burnley scored that goal, that was maybe from his side of view a foul on the goalkeeper, then he was probably tired.
Where does the FA Cup feature?
Sorry?
Where does the FA Cup feature in your plans this season?
I said, FA Cup, EFL Cup, of course that the Premier League is a priority, but we are also dreaming about trophies. We are also thinking about them, those trophies, and it's definitely more likely that we have that we are closer to get a trophy through the cups than through the league. Fortunately, like the most of the clubs, so we are. It's a big ambition for us. It's a big competition for us, and we have very difficult draw. We had a very difficult one in EFL Cup as well with Chelsea and Man United, but this year is like that, So we play home. They are Man City, of course, and I'm sure that they're going to approach this cup very, very seriously. Not like the EFL Cup against Man United. But as I said, why we are positive? We are positive because our form is good now. As I said to the boys after the Man United game, gutted, disappointed. Of course, we lost the game, but if we play like this, then we have a chance in every game. Cheers.
Cameras off then, please.